اظهارات جدید فعال رسانه آمریکایی جکسون هینکل درباره برجام وی در این ویدئو توضیح می‌دهد که چرا برجام برای ایرانی‌ها توافق فاجعه بار بوده است. توافقی که طبق آن ایران دیگر اجازه غنیسازی و حتی نگهداری اورانیوم‌های غنی شده را در خاک خود نداشت و موظف بود این مواد را به کشور ثالثی تحویل دهد. در نتیجه حتی استفاده غیر نظامی از صنعت هسته‌ای نیز دیگر ناممکن می‌شد. و در عمل این یعنی نابودی صنعت هسته‌ای کشور.
They were adhering to the terms of the JCPOA still when the United States decided to airstrike them. Their uranium enrichment was at 60% only because, it was only that high because the United States unilaterally withdrew from the JCPOA, from the Iran deal, violating the deal. Trump claimed it was because Iran was collaborating with Al-Qaeda extremists, despite the fact that every single quarterly or annual report that the 16 plus intelligence agencies in the United States conducted found that Iran obviously is not working with Al-Qaeda or ISIS or any of these groups. In fact, they are enemies and they've been fighting each other all across the Middle East. So they withdrew not because of actual violations that Iran allegedly reportedly made with regard to the JCPOA. They withdrew over some bogus lie that came not even from the U.S. intelligence community, but came from John Bolton and Mike Pompeo. Previously to the U.S. withdrawing from the JCPOA in Trump's first term, Iran's enrichment levels were very low, like 3 to 5%. When the U.S. withdrew, of course, the terms of the deal that the U.S. signed on to and that the Europeans signed on to stipulated that Iran could enrich the uranium up to 60%, which they did. I will say that the JCPOA was a terrible deal for the Iranians. For anyone that wants sovereignty for Iran, terrible deal. But the Iranians agreed to it. Different leadership at the time. Okay, different people, different context, different setting. But the United States was saying no uranium enrichment. Well, how are you supposed to have a nuclear industry for civilian use if you can't enrich uranium at all? You're supposed to rely on third-party countries to supply you with enriched uranium. You're going to have to purchase this. It's very expensive, very costly. Then that means that the whole point of the civilian application of this, nuclear technology becomes quite literally not feasible to continue because it's so expensive. And maybe a third-party country doesn't want to do that. Maybe Russia doesn't want to do that. Russia offered to host Iran's enriched uranium, also probably with the price tag. I don't think they were going to do that out of the goodness of their heart, but they offered to say, Iran, you're going to enrich this uranium. Okay, we will host it. This is absurd. It's all absurd. This is a far more harsh demand than anything that was made in the JCPOA.
سرچ مدیا